Why Trump might skip his son's wedding over Iran. Today's headline is bigger than celebrity family drama. What Donald Trump said about possibly skipping his son's wedding because of Iran is being interpreted as a signal that something serious may be developing behind the scenes in U.S.-Iran relations. Donald Trump just made a shocking statement. He may skip his own son's wedding because of a thing called Iran. Now people are asking, is Trump hinting at a military escalation? Is the U.S. preparing for conflict? Or is this political messaging ahead of a major announcement? Here's what's really happening behind the scenes. Donald Trump has once again placed himself at the center of global attention after making a striking comment about Iran while discussing whether he would attend his son's upcoming wedding. What could have been a simple family-related question quickly transformed into an international political headline when Trump responded that he might skip the wedding because of a thing called Iran. That short sentence immediately triggered intense reactions across political circles, media platforms, and social networks because it sounded less like a casual remark and more like a warning about rising geopolitical tensions. The reason this statement became so powerful is that presidents and former presidents rarely connect personal family events with possible international conflict unless there is genuine concern developing behind closed doors. Many analysts believe Trump intentionally framed the situation this way to signal that something serious may be unfolding in the Middle East during the coming days. The timing of Trump's statement is especially important because tensions involving Iran have already been under close international observation. The Middle East remains one of the most sensitive regions in global politics, and any suggestion of escalation involving Iran immediately raises concerns about military action, oil supply disruptions, cyber warfare, regional proxy conflicts, and potential involvement of major world powers. Iran's strategic position, combined with its influence across the region, means that even indirect warnings from American political leaders can impact financial markets, diplomatic relations, and military readiness. This is why Trump's wording created such a strong reaction online. People are not simply focusing on the wedding itself, they are focusing on what Trump may be hinting at behind the scenes. What makes this story even more fascinating is Trump's long history of using public statements as strategic political messaging. Throughout his political career, he has often communicated indirectly through dramatic comments, interviews, or social media posts, creating uncertainty that keeps both allies and adversaries guessing. Supporters argue that this unpredictability is part of his negotiating style because it projects strength and pressure at the same time. Critics, however, believe such statements can increase instability by creating fear and speculation without providing clear information. In this situation, Trump's comment appears to serve multiple purposes simultaneously. On one level, it portrays him as a leader deeply focused on national security even over family obligations. On another level, it sends a message to Iran and international observers that the United States may be monitoring developments very closely. The emotional element of possibly missing his son's wedding is also a major reason why the story exploded so rapidly. Weddings symbolize family unity, celebration, and personal commitment. So when a political figure suggests that global tensions are serious enough to interfere with such an important family event, it creates a dramatic contrast that captures public imagination. It transforms an abstract geopolitical issue into something emotionally relatable. People begin to think, if the situation is important enough for Trump to potentially miss his son's wedding, then perhaps the threat behind the scenes is more serious than the public currently realizes. That emotional framing gives the story far more impact than a standard political statement about foreign policy would normally receive. At the same time, it is important to understand that Trump's comment does not officially confirm any upcoming war or direct military action. There has been no formal declaration, and governments often operate with heightened caution during periods of international tension without moving toward open conflict. However, experienced observers know that public language from influential leaders can sometimes foreshadow diplomatic shifts, military preparations, intelligence concerns, or strategic pressure campaigns. This is why many analysts are carefully watching for additional signals in the coming days, including military deployments, emergency diplomatic meetings, economic reactions, and statements from Iranian officials. Even if no direct conflict occurs, The psychological impact of Trump's words has already influenced public conversation globally. Another reason this story matters politically is because it reinforces Trump's image as a leader who prioritizes strength and crisis management. For supporters, the statement may appear presidential and decisive, suggesting that he is focused on international threats instead of personal comfort. For opponents, however, it may appear theatrical or designed to dominate media attention during a politically sensitive moment. Regardless of interpretation, the strategy worked because the comment instantly became a viral discussion topic worldwide. In modern politics, controlling the narrative is often just as important as policy itself, and Trump has consistently demonstrated an ability to generate headlines with short but emotionally loaded statements. Ultimately, this story is not truly about a wedding. The wedding simply became the symbol through which a much larger geopolitical message was delivered. Trump's words created a sense of urgency, mystery, and anticipation about what may happen next regarding Iran and U.S. foreign policy. Whether this develops into diplomatic pressure, political theater, or genuine escalation remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the statement successfully shifted global attention toward the possibility of major developments in the coming week. That is why millions of people are now closely watching every new update connected to Trump, Iran, and the broader Middle East situation.